Can you guess which countries are the toughest? For women, it's a question that frankly shouldn't need asking in the 21st century, but sadly the reality is starkly different. In many corners of our world, women face unimaginable restrictions and challenges simply because of their gender. Shining a light on these injustices is not about pointing fingers, but about fostering understanding and igniting a global conversation. So join me as we delve into the top 5 countries where women's rights are most restricted, and brace yourselves because the answers might surprise you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Afghanistan, well, duh, John, that was like week 1 of International Women's Rights 101. And you wouldn't be wrong. Since the Taliban swept back into power, Afghan women have seen their hard-won freedoms evaporate faster than a glass of water in the Helmand Desert. Imagine overnight being told you can no longer go to school, work, or even leave your house without a male chaperone. It's the kind of dystopian reality that feels ripped from the pages of a Margaret Atwood novel, yet here it is playing out in real time. Reports from the ground paint a grim picture. Women living in fear, their dreams shattered, their voices silenced. The psychological toll is immeasurable, with many women describing feelings of hopelessness and despair. But amidst the darkness, there are flickers of resistance. Women brave beyond measure are secretly running underground schools and beauty salons, clinging to the remnants of their former lives. It's a testament to the indomitable human spirit, a refusal to be completely extinguished. The world cannot afford to turn a blind eye to their plight. We must amplify their stories, provide support, and hold the Taliban accountable for their egregious human rights violations. Next, we turn our attention to Saudi Arabia, a country often associated with oil wealth and gleaming skyscrapers, but beneath that shiny veneer lies a deeply patriarchal system where women are treated as legal minors, subject to the whims of their male guardians. This guardianship system is the bedrock of Saudi Arabia's gender apartheid. Women need permission from their male guardians, be it their father, husband, or even son, for almost every aspect of their lives, traveling, working, getting married, even receiving medical treatment. It's like having a permanent hall pass you need signed for every damn thing you do. This system is not just archaic, it's inherently abusive, leaving women vulnerable to exploitation and control. While the Saudi government has touted some reforms in recent years, allowing women to drive and travel without guardian approval, these changes feel more like window dressing than genuine progress. The core of the guardianship system remains intact, a constant reminder of women's subordinate status, and despite the veil of secrecy that often shrouds Saudi society, whispers of discontent are growing louder. Women are increasingly using social media to voice their frustrations, demanding an end to the guardianship system and a future where they are treated as equal citizens. Their courage is inspiring, but the road ahead is long and fraught with danger. Our journey takes us now to Somalia, a nation ravaged by decades of conflict and instability. As if navigating a war-torn country wasn't challenging enough, Somali women also face the oppressive weight of patriarchal traditions and interpretations of Islamic law. Imagine living in a society where female genital mutilation is still widely practiced, where girls are married off as child brides, and where access to education and healthcare is a distant dream for many. It's a bleak reality for countless Somali women, their lives circumscribed by violence, poverty, and deeply ingrained gender inequality. But even in the face of such adversity, there are glimmers of hope. Women are organizing, forming grassroots movements, and demanding their voices be heard. They are running for office, starting businesses, and working tirelessly to rebuild their shattered communities. Their resilience is a beacon in the darkness, a testament to their unwavering determination to create a better future for themselves and their daughters. The international community must do more to support their efforts, providing aid and resources to empower Somali women and help them break free from the cycle of conflict and oppression. Our next stop is Iran, a country often in the headlines for its political turmoil and nuclear ambitions. But lost in the geopolitical noise is the ongoing struggle of Iranian women against a system that seeks to control their bodies and limit their choices. Since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, the mandatory hijab law has become a potent symbol of the state's control over women's lives. While some may argue it's just a piece of cloth, the reality is far more nuanced. For many Iranian women, the enforced hijab represents a daily reminder of their restricted freedoms and the ever-present gaze of the morality police. It's a constant source of tension and, frankly, a bloody pain in the arse. In recent years, we've seen brave Iranian women risking arrest and imprisonment by publicly removing their hijabs in acts of defiance. These protests are not just about a piece of clothing. They are about reclaiming agency over their own bodies and demanding the right to choose how they present themselves to the world. The Iranian government's brutal crackdown on these protests is a stark reminder of the stakes involved and the courage it takes for these women to raise their voices. The world must stand in solidarity with them, condemning the Iranian government's repressive policies and supporting their fight for basic human rights. Our final destination takes us to the reclusive nation of North Korea, a country shrouded in secrecy and ruled by an iron fist. Now, you might be thinking, hold on, John, isn't North Korea equally terrible for everyone? And you wouldn't be entirely wrong. It's a totalitarian state where both men and women face severe restrictions on their freedoms. However, within this oppressive system, women bear the brunt of additional burdens and discrimination. Forced marriage, trafficking, and sexual violence are grim realities for many North Korean women. The regime's propaganda machine may tout gender equality, but the truth is far more sinister. Defectors' accounts paint a chilling picture of a society where women are treated as commodities, their lives controlled by the state, their voices silenced, and here's the thing, getting reliable information out of North Korea is like trying to get blood from a stone. The regime's tight grip on information makes it incredibly difficult to assess the true extent of the challenges faced by women. But what we do know is deeply troubling, and we cannot allow North Korea's human rights abuses to continue with impunity. The international community must exert pressure on the regime to end its systematic oppression and ensure the basic dignity and rights of all its citizens, especially women. Look, I know this has been a bit of a downer, but the point of this whole exercise wasn't to depress you. It was to remind you that the fight for women's rights is far from over. In too many parts of the world, women are still denied basic freedoms and treated as second-class citizens, but the stories we've explored today also highlight the incredible resilience and courage of women fighting for their rights, often at great personal risk. Their struggle is our struggle. So what can you do? Subscribe to this channel and share this video with everyone you know. Talk about these issues with your friends, family, and colleagues. Donate to organizations working to support women's rights globally. And most importantly, never stop speaking out against injustice. Because when we raise our voices together, we can make a difference. Let's make a difference together.